So she does not want kids at her wedding reception, but her family is fighting back. If you have drama, if you have a dilemma, you can always go to thebertshow.com and shoot us an email, and we will read it for you. We'll give you our best advice, and then we'll also reach out to the Bert Show fam. 9 times out of 10, they've been in a similar situation. All right, so the email goes, "Good morning, Bert Show. A female bride here who is getting married to my male fiance in about 6 weeks. Been together 4 years and have always had the best relationship with his family. I really mean it. From vacations to barbecues, we see my fiance's parents at least once a week and his nephews and his nieces and nephew multiple times a month. No monster-in-law situation here. We are averagely close with his sister." That's a weird descriptor, by the way.
Averagely close.
Yeah, averagely close. She's a nurse, so works weird hours, and my fiance and her have a 6-year age gap. So they were never close to begin with, but she has been so supportive during the wedding process and is even coming on my bachelorette trip. Both kids are close to the parents, and their parents always watch the grandkids, so we're super close to them. I think that's what makes this situation so crazy. All 3 kids are in the wedding. Mm-hmm. 2 flower girls, 15 months and 4 years old, and 1 ring bearer, 8 years old. The kids are there all day, starting at 9 a.m. The ceremony is at 4:30 p.m., and then the kids can get picked up at 5. No kids at the reception.
Ooh.
My fiance and I don't have kids, and we just don't want kids there. Well, his sister cannot be more hurt, in quotations, which I'm assuming is what the sister is saying. When we first told her, she said, "Oh, I thought they would be able to stay and dance, but that's fine." Then a few hours later, tells her mom that she is hurt, and her fiance calls up the dad screaming about how could he not want his grandkids at his son's wedding. Side note, she's basically a single mom. Their dad is useless and a drinker, so my fiance thinks she would have more fun with their kids instead of him and think that's why she wants them there so bad. Basically, her kids are her happy, and I get that. The parents called us asking if we would meet in a happy medium, maybe having them get picked up after cocktail hour, but we said no. It's our wedding, and we shouldn't have to compromise. We don't want kids there. And maybe only the 8-year-old will remember it. My fiance's parents will end up just being grandparents that day, making sure the kids are fed and stay out of trouble, instead of being there as a mother and father of the groom. Please help me, Bert Show. Am I wrong for not wanting my nieces and nephew at the reception? Signed, maybe a bridezilla.
Ooh, that's so tough. My mom and I have actually been talking about this a lot because I've been invited
Your fictional wedding?
My fictional, no, not my fictional wedding, but I have been talking to myself a lot about how that will probably never happen. But we've been talking a lot about +1s at weddings. Mm-hmm. My mom, weirdly enough, is adamant that everybody should have at least one other person at the wedding that they can hang out with. And so in this situation, it kind of sounds like her kids are her +1, despite the fact that her entire family's there. But I'm kind of in the boat that a wedding is an adult event. Like there's probably going to be alcohol flowing. There might be a little flow rida on the dance floor. And so it's not necessarily a kid-friendly event. But at the same time, you want everybody to feel like they have somebody they could be with and hang out with at the
You want
wedding.
your guests to be comfortable within reason. So like for our wedding, we had no kids at our wedding except for our nieces and nephews. That was the exception to the rule. And they ended up leaving early. The kids did. And we purposely sat the older kids at a back table away from the bar and away from, you have, when you're putting your wedding together in the different tables. So we had the table with the nieces and nephews at it. And then we had the drunk friends at the front of the dance floor or by the bar. How to keep them separate. So in this instance, and I know the kids are going to be there all day, I think a compromise here would be nice, especially her situation that she's a single mom, and the kids are her comfort, like a comfort blanket for her. So if I was in their position, I would compromise and say after the cocktail hour, the kids are going to have to leave. Because that first hour of the wedding is pretty chill. Like everybody's just kind of like settling in. And I don't think you're going to see anything scandalous. And I don't think the kids are going to ruin the vibe. It's later on in the evening when everybody's like, you know, wasted and then, you know, busting dance moves on the dance floor and the DJ may be playing songs with inappropriate lyrics. So I personally wouldn't be opposed to a compromise. But I get it's your wedding and it's your day.
That's how I see it. I think the sister got to let this one go. I mean, if I were in her case, I know that we make the joke all of the time that it's supposed to be your special day, but it's not. But I think it should be. So I feel like if this is her wedding and she doesn't want kids there, then that should be the end of it. And the sister should try to find a way to get a babysitter. And if you can't, that's okay too. But if she don't want kids there shouldn't be kids there.
Sister's a full-grown adult with 2 children.
3
children. So, I mean, this is what I hear it. Like, I get you, Abby, with the kids are her +1, and I can respect that. You have family there. It's not like you don't have other people to hang out with. It's okay to do. It actually sounds like it would do her good to have a night away from her kids because it sounds to me like she's losing herself a little bit in mommyhood, which I imagine you have to do as a single mom. No compromise. It's your wedding. They're already there. They're part of it. No.
The Bert Show.
Like what you just watched? Well, you can get way more of The Bert Show on Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.